Okay, welcome back to Heroes 3 as we continue Barren Lands. And at the risk of saying something that I might regret saying, and that doesn't really benefit me that much even if I'm right, I do kind of feel like we are maybe approaching the endgame here. I could be wrong, but if we have a look at the Thieves Guild situation, we know that red just has the one town left, which means that blue and purple are both completely without towns at this point. Purple in particular, strongest unit is a Nyx, so they're really not doing too well. Red is still a bit of a threat, but pretty confident at this point they have permanently lost Jaegar. Teal is also still a problem, did actually manage to, in the previous episode, get down to this island, steal our crystal cave from us, and they have recruited up to 4 crystal dragons. I doubt they can afford 4, but that is a bit of a concern. Which means orange is really the only serious, formidable opponent left. And we have to be a little bit careful with that, particularly because our 2 or 3 best heroes are all quite a long way from this, and it's a bit of a problem. So we're going to have to throw everything at orange at some point, but outside of orange, I think we have done a lot of damage, which is a little bit unfortunate for the actual story of the map, because we have made it to the Necromancer's Island, and I would like to take Death's Gate, and I would like to see if there are any good spells in there. But we might not have time, because we might just be too busy taking out our opponents. So one other thing to mention is, I believe we have now accounted for every town that is expected to be on the map, with the exception of one final dungeon town. I was originally thinking before I loaded the game that the dungeon town was going to be somewhere on this side of the map, because we've obviously not explored a huge amount of this side of the map. But as we look at the other side of the map, I do now believe that it is probably just in this bit of Fog of War right here. And we did use View Air on this previously, but I kind of think I'm not going to do that again. I don't have a rule against using View Air and View Earth, but I do just think it's a little bit more fun sometimes to let the map surprise you, rather than always finding out exactly where everything is. So we're going to see how that goes. So we do have blue right here with Orin. Orin is not their strongest hero, but if we take him out and we can reach him, that's good. If we take him out and he does turn out to have no more black dragons according to the Thieves Guild, that's a really good sign. I think we can probably win this. Still pretty scared of those black dragons, but we've got multiple good stacks. We've got 200 spell points. I think we should be able to do this. So yeah, victory is expected. It is just the one black dragon, which I had forgotten how many there were. But yeah, we're clearly stronger on paper, and he has no spell points left too. He didn't recover his spell points, so that's very good for us. Let's spread out a bit so we don't get Dragon Breath. Just gonna swap these 2 around. And this is probably fine. So as the attacker, we do get to move first, and our spell options are still not particularly great. We still don't have Blind. We have the Frost Ring there, which does 85 points of damage, probably not worth doing. Lightning Bolt, 185 points of damage. Also maybe Haste the Ifrit Sultans. I wonder if we could finish off the dragons. I kind of doubt it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we can't. However, it does also block off the Medusa Queen, so I'm just going to try this. I think our spellcasting is just not that good, to the point where we should just do whatever we can. Going to absorb the retaliation, which does mean we haven't blocked off the zealots, but I do just want to attack, as yeah, it doesn't come anywhere near finishing off the black dragon, but let's just go for it. Get some damage while we can, as they do choose to attack their own ballista, and they put themselves in range of our manticores too. So yeah, we'll go for this attack. Just want to finish this thing off as soon as possible if we can. It has already moved, which means it's not technically the biggest threat right now. But we're just going to throw everything at it, as this should actually finish them off now. Okay, so does it make sense to continue attacking it? 4 hit points left. Enemy Medusas yet to move. They move next. Let's just try and get a kill or 2 on those, as we do lose a Scorp Core there. Medusas will finish these off. The rest of our units will hopefully hang on. Okay, let's march the Minotaurs in. So not really too many units here in general that are going to take much damage from our damaging spells. I think I'll just start weakening units like this. 20 hit points left. I'm going to move to safety. These have 7 hit points left. Black Dragon's still pretty healthy. Just going to attack these. These will go to safety. And I think I'm just going to throw the Minotaurs in. Okay, they choose to attack the Black Dragons, which is perfect. So the plan for this episode, I think, is we're going to really use the bulk of our heroes, as in the weaker heroes, the kind of standard heroes, those that are already on this side of the map, just to hunt down the various roaming heroes, see what we can achieve with that. And I want to send at least one of Dima or Jaegar back down to the other side of the map to start taking on Orange, because I'm not sure anyone else can really do it. Even Jedi, I think, could struggle against the magic elementals. Okay, some pretty useful artifacts there. We've actually got 2 boots of speed. That's fine. If we can give it to someone else, we will. Might get in the boat, might not. This town does need some extra defending, I think. So, Altar of Wishes does cost us some resources I'd rather not spend. Mage Tower is always really expensive and not as important in Horn of the Abyss because it's no longer required. The Cloud Temple. Okay, let's just go Upgraded Workshop because it's a nice, safe thing to go with. Dima. I think Dima definitely wants to get back on a boat if we can, but it's going to be difficult this turn. So if we go to here, we do have enough, I think enough movement points to still get on a boat. This might also help. Yes, it does. Okay, we go across to here. We go summon boat, we jump on. This town is hopefully able to defend itself. We don't know of any heroes in this part of the map. There could be one to the north, but we'll see how that goes. Dace doesn't have too much to do. I'm going to actually send him back. I do want to explore maybe to the west, but I'm tempted to send him back for a spellbook. So yeah, we still have Teal to deal with, but Alamar is on his way to do that. I will just go explore, see what's going on. So we also have a threat to deal with up here, which is Zarfax, the best hero of red, is on the offensive. Moving towards Kaya. We probably do just need to buy some good defenders here. Not sure if he can reach us this turn. He has picked up a lot of steel golems from somewhere. Ooh, 50 to 99 rocks. Okay, unfortunately that probably does mean we have to spend pretty much everything we can. So I probably have to let stuff like this go. It is pretty useful for utility, but I think just pure power, what we need to go with here. Okay, let's have a think. So 115 Master Gremlins actually might not achieve too much. So maybe we don't go for those. 79 Obsidian Gargoyles versus 3 Scorpicores, plus the Scorpicores drop our morale. So gonna let them go. Gonna pick these up. I think that's more useful than splitting the Master Genies for additional casts. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. He might not attack, since he does have a town still. Okay, Alamar's gonna go to the south, and I think as we pass through, I will take some extra stats. He's not necessarily that good. I think he could use all the help he can get. So places we can spend gold, unfortunately we don't really have too many ways to improve Malekith right now. No real units available. Magic Forest up there would be good, but I can't see a way we can take it. So yeah, probably just going to end the turn there. I may be forgetting something, but I think we're fine. End the turn there. So these red heroes are not too scary. I did check them before the start of the recording. Okay, we can see orange still spreading out, still causing problems. Takes the lighthouse, also moving towards our Teal town. That orange hero though is not that strong, so we're hopefully okay to deal with that. Teal's got a bit of a stronghold around here, but maybe Alamar can deal with that. Okay, so the Dread Knights are not on the Curse Ground. But there's a white border gate. So yeah, unfortunately I'm just not sure. I will go for this because it is linked to the Seer's Hut, but I'm just not sure we're going to actually be able to see this through and see what's really going on with all of this stuff. Okay, we're going to start off with the Mass Slow, of course. Very effective against these units. They can't get morale. We managed to not go for Water Elemental, that'd be nice. But no, we're gonna have to. Well, maybe not. Just have to block everything off. Okay, I think we should brawl these. Okay, no losses, 9,000 experience, pretty good too, and while we're here we'll try to get some kind of benefit. So we're at least producing lots of Black Knights, probably won't use them as expected. No sign of the white tent on this island itself, but let's grab some defense and let's start moving up. Not really seeing too many other useful artifacts either. Okay, so I am tempted to watch this back one more time, watch the enemy turn back. We can go to the south there, but it looks like it's just something that could be claimed and is now gone. I will take this. Okay, already been to the stables. It's only day 5 as well, so no point staying around there. We'll go to it with Alamar though. So Alamar is able to reach Transom this turn, which deprives Teal of their final town and will force them into combat with someone. Now if we're really lucky, Prelian will just go to the west, throw himself at Norovo, and that will be our 2 biggest rivals on this side of the map, going after each other. But yeah, this should be pretty much fine to go for. We take a few losses to the towers. Then we go for Resurrection. I can't make it into the town, but Alamar does have... yeah, he does have Mysticism, so he's fine. This town's still no Pool of Glory, so yeah, I don't think Teal has too much money to spend. I highly doubt they've got more than 1 Crystal Dragon, but we'll see. Okay, so is Dima going to explore, or is Dima just going to try to get back to the underground, or the overground even, as soon as possible? We can see blue just there. Let's check this out. So yeah, blue's Black Dragons were only on... who was it? Whoever that was. I can't even remember. Zubin's clearly not a threat to anyone, and I don't know where Caitlyn is. Maybe I missed something, I'm not sure. I need to see if this still works. Nope, okay. I don't know what I'm missing with that. artifact loadout hotkey stuff. Okay, this could be the final dungeon zone, but I really doubt it. It's probably just the other side of whatever this is. So I'm not sure it's worth landing, but I'm not really going to achieve anything else this turn. So I think we just go for it. Ah, wow, that was a complete waste of time. I should have waited before I threw myself into that. I assumed there would at least be enough to explore. We can still go to the edge just to see what this leads to, because it doesn't seem to join up. Oh, it does. Okay, so maybe that does lead to something. We'll see. Okay, Mafala is pretty much fine. Yeah, I am going to watch this back because I feel like I didn't pay close enough attention. Did we see blue? So, I don't know where Caitlyn is. We know about all this stuff. But blue doesn't have a town, so they should be going for someone. But yeah, it does seem like we're pretty safe. So Mafala is able to go back if she wants to. She can also go and explore to the west, which I think is fine to do. I don't know why I did that. Hopefully I'll edit it out, because it's not very interesting. We've already seen all that stuff. This seems to be potentially unclaimed. But yeah, as expected, not really too much on this beach. Gunnar is going to grab this because it doesn't really have too much else to do. And yeah, I think we will get on the ship. Malekith is unable to achieve too much else this week. Could at least go for this, I suppose. This obviously doesn't matter. 5 Pegasi, okay, beggars can't be choosers, we'll take it. And yeah, I don't think there's too much else we need to invest in. Maybe if this town gets attacked, could still be a bit of a problem, so... Already got a castle. I'm just gonna go Altar of Wishes, it's fine. So I'm not so confident about my original ambition to... Oh wow, didn't realise how close to getting to Stronghold Town there. Not as confident as I was about my ambition of finishing this off before month 6, but I think certainly we're within a month of finishing. As Teal thinks very hard about what to do, but stays on the island. Interesting choice. Okay, Jaegar is still going to explore as well as he can. Go towards the Seer's Hut, hope for something good. Take a little bit of experience. Anything really easy to claim along the way. I think we might as well do it. So, does Red actually have any heroes in this part of the map? I think we might have cornered him. So elsewhere we've got Teal just here who could come north and threaten us in our cove town. So yeah, I think we need to start hunting down the heroes. So 170 spell points. This guy's not a threat. Gundula also not a threat. Seer's Hut just there, I still kind of want to see what that's about, but we'd have to take on a tough fight to get there. There's also the hero just there, Melodia. Melodia might be going back to this town to attack it. Should be kind of annoying, but I think we will nonetheless try to hunt down our opponents. Okay, Mafala will go explore to the west. So this island appears to be unexplored, this whole part of the map potentially. Okay, we've got a Mage's Tower. Fields of Glory. Yeah, it does seem this side of the map is significantly smaller. Thema's gonna go explore. Okay, we can see a path there, so maybe this really is the final dungeon town. Didn't need to go to that. But it's unexplored. To the west it's unexplored. But it does seem to be explored to the north and to the east. I really have no idea what to expect here, because this has to lead to something. but we'll see. If we're really lucky, it will lead to the white border gate. Okay, I'm just going to grab this because I don't really think we have too much else to do, and we'll start moving back to the town. I think what we really need is experience. So, not really worried about that blue hero. Let's see if we can find Caitlyn. Okay, before we forget. So, Red has stopped focusing on this town and is now moving towards our stronghold town instead. Did steal some of our giants. So yeah, Ash is a little bit of a threat. Zarfak's the bigger threat, but he can't reach us. I don't think these heroes really cause us that many problems. Yeah, we'll just buy everything. Okay, let's watch the enemy turn back one last time. So, we know about everything Red is doing. So I'm not sure where that teal or orange hero is going to the east. They're also going towards our castle town, which let's make sure we put some defenders in there. So yeah, this is Malcolm. Malcolm has a weirdly large number of mummies, also some ancient behemoths, thunderbirds, stuff like that. So I think we need maybe Mage Guild level 2. What spells do you have? So no magic arrows, not great. On the other hand, that's really expensive. I'm just going to go Brotherhood of the Sword. Get some range units. I think that should be fine. But I shouldn't really take chances. Okay, let's end the turn there. So red chooses not to attack. Still no sign of blue anywhere with Caitlyn. Teal gets on his boat. Okay, let's see what this is. Don't despair. It's hard to defeat Dread Knights, but harder is to find them. Well, we defeated some of them. So what was that about? Okay, well, I've been a little bit patient, but I think we can consider ourselves to be pretty done with the Necromancer stuff now. We've seen this island, done a little bit of tourism, and I think that'll do. Okay, we'll take this. And we'll move south. And we can no longer go for this, but that's fine. I think it's a distraction anyway. Still got a bit of a problem around lack of movement. Got to go through the terrain penalty here, but just gonna have to suck it up, I think. Okay, so the teal hero actually chose not to land, which means we should be able to get some defenders in. But yeah, let's finish this one off. Okay, so he doesn't manage to escape, but we also don't manage to take any artifacts from him. Suppose we'll go for the attack. External Pool of Glory could still be good, but it's day 7 and we're not going to get it before the end of the week, so it's not so important. I think if we do go south, we're not going to be able to get on a boat, I'm pretty sure, but we can try. Here we go again. There we go. Yeah, we can't get on. Never mind. So yeah, not really anything to see here. I think we'll continue to go around the edges just in case. Okay, Dima has to follow a path, so we can see it's not been explored to the north at all. So we'll explore it in this direction instead, as we can also see they've not been up that way. Wouldn't be surprised if blue's been here, but I have no idea where this goes. Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. Okay, so we've got a green border gate just there. That's unexpected. Can get in, but this guy's not strong enough. Not sure what that leads to. Okay, Malekith, we'll go back to this. We'll upgrade these for the additional movement. Okay, this is all a bit of a distraction. I hope Dima finds a town gate or something, because we need him over here to fight Orange. So where did that hero go? Chose not to attack us. Chose to go back. Okay, fine. Okay, looks like they're preparing to attack, but it's the start of a new week. We've got a lot of interest coming in at last. Orange, if anything, going defensive. Teal does choose to land. So that could be a problem, actually. No, this is the problem. This hero here. That's the real threat. Okay, I'm going to go to Dima first, because I'm very curious about this. Someone's definitely been here. We can see it extends quite some way, too. But it's presumably the path that leads to our opponents. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, so Krelian, if he chose to take us on, we should at least get a preview of what he has if we go for some defenders in this town. We can see we're up to, from 200,000 not too long ago, very quickly up to over 300,000. We can probably justify going for some kind of defender. It's better than nothing. Should we take a lighthouse? So we found our way back to the other side of the map, although this is not too important necessarily. This does, I think, bring us pretty near to where we had some additional crystal dragons to pick up. Okay, so is this going to be a problem? Are we going to be able to take this guy on? He might come towards us, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe I should stay at a slightly safer distance. Get some spell points back. Although that should happen anyway. Get some experience, perhaps? It's not going to be enough. I'm going to take my chances. I think I can take him on. Although, what I didn't consider is he does have that 21 attack. That might be too much. Okay, we can see this seems to go the whole way around the map, but it doesn't feel like a good use of Dima's time. He's probably our strongest hero. All things considered. Jaegar still needs an army, if he can. So Gunnar can reach this. I do not think he's strong enough to go for it. Jedi just has to take the long, slow path. Should we take some of these? It's negligible gold. Stops our enemies taking it. I'm not sure what this leads to. What's the point of this? So we have no spellbook. Gonna keep exploring, I guess. Okay, Malekith is able to pick up some more units. I will actually go for spell research here. Ah, that's not what we want. Fine, I don't want to stay in this town. I think we want to move out. So, no Armageddon. Not going to take the Dendroids because they're going to slow us down too much. Leave a few defenders in the town. And I think Ufratin is still distracted. So maybe we make our move towards the fortress town. I don't really think we're strong enough. But let's try it. Could also explore what this is. I doubt it's much. Okay, a disappointed Jaegar returns to his boat. Just gonna watch this back again because I know that we have so many heroes on the map. These ones are not so much a threat, it's the ones who are just boarding boats. We can also see the orange hero going towards the fortress town. We'll probably see what they have. But yeah, this is pretty much Teal's last stand. And they might be Alamar, but I don't think there's too much they can do after that. Okay, so this was Bertram, who does have a pretty strong force. Still might need one of our better heroes over here. So I guess it does have to be Jaegar. Oh, the thingy of darkness. I didn't recruit any more defenders also. Probably should have done that. However, I can blind these before they move. And it lasts for 3 rounds. I'll do that. And these are immune to our blind. So we'll go for those first, although we've run out of spell points anyway. Is able to reach those, unfortunately, but doesn't actually do too much damage to us. These can't reach us. I think we still wait. So this is overkill. I think we just go for these instead as we get the bad luck, unfortunately. Got 85 spell points, that is a bit of a problem. Cannon blows a hole there. We can move out and go for the attack, so 67 rocks, that's a real problem. I think those have been building up the whole game. I assume we got them from an external dwelling. Don't really want to bunch up in case he does have some splash damage spells. So, can we avoid these? Not really. Okay, we'll finish these off. And we get the morale. It's going to spread out a little bit, as these are able to go out if they want to, but I don't think any of these fights are particularly in our favour. Okay, next round begins. These are of course the biggest threat. This deck I think waits. Oh wow. I never see the AI go for that. And they've done some serious damage with that one. That's horrendous. I can't remember the last time they did something like that to me. Are these Berserk too? They are. There is a chance they go for the rocks, but yeah, this is a bit of a setback. I think that might be enough to really screw us over. I'm gonna have to wait. Yeah, that bad luck also causing some problems. Incredible. So they do choose to attack our rocks, or Thunderbirds even, and they do a lot of damage. Okay, that sucked. He's still able to berserk us again, of course. Gotta hope we're spread out enough. That's so bad. Ah, he's got the elemental summons too. Archdevils have also woken up, and they choose to go for the orcs, okay. So these need to go for a block. I think we're better off holding these out. Ah, it doesn't work out. Okay. Same principle applies to these. It's not going to stop the steel golems. I think we have a chance of a kill on these. So I guess what happens here is if Alamar does win, he and or Kaya need to move back to this part of the map and to deal with this. Because yeah, we're not winning this, but Zarfax is going to have very few units left. Stay defensive. We have all 3 towers for now. Small chance we could get a kill on the final Archdevil. I think it's not worth the risk. Okay, so Gerwolf is lost. Very annoying Fog of War there too. Blue comes for a potential final attack. Orange moving across the wasteland there. Victory expected against Melodia. This means nothing because this is just the preamble to the bigger attack. Okay, so they still have 10 spell points left to go. But yeah, they got no way through our walls, so we'll hang on for now. Okay, good choice of target from the towers. They still have no way through, so Magic Arrow could still be a threat. We don't really need to go out and close down the marksman anymore. Ballista's a bit annoying. Okay, Magic Arrow fails to get a kill. Okay, so poor play by the AI there. Well, I guess actually they wouldn't have got the additional kill against our champion regardless. But they went for a Magic Arrow and then didn't follow up, so I think we want to try and keep the champions out. It's going to make very little difference in the next fight. I think Krelian is just far too strong. Okay, Melodia goes down, and Krelian does go for the attack. Very few losses expected. 2 Crystal Dragons, okay. Does have the Ballistics. Using up some of his spell points, though. I think it's a him. Not much for us to be doing here. Gotta rely on the towers, if anything. Yeah, we don't want to be brawling. Could go for a kill here. So yeah, they've still got a few powerful stacks to move. Seems unlikely we achieve anything else, so we'll go for this. Yeah, same as the auto-resolve, but Krelian chooses not to go after Alamar. You cannot reach him. So I guess we just take the town right back. Okay, so Jedi is still crawling over here, but we still have, yeah, the problem to deal with in this part of the map. So Zarfax is going to be just around there. I think there's a good chance Kaya is strong enough. Someone needs to go back into a town, or perhaps we just let Dace go. Do a little bit of final exploring with him. Yeah, he's got quite a few units, but I think we need to just get another hero involved. Okay, so this brings us out to here, which is interesting because this is not super far away from Verok. We might be able to make that work. Especially if we can get on a boat this turn, which we can. So other things we could do. We could go south towards this stuff instead. Let's go to Dima, as I fear this is just a big long road to nowhere. Wow, it really is. So gem pond there. Blue has been here, but doesn't appear they explored it properly. I guess Caitlin's still lost somewhere. So yeah, Gondola has taken some castle units. Krelian. If I get on the boat, Krelian probably just comes back and attacks. But Krelian does have to attack now, because Teal is down to 0 towns, so they probably will go for this. Which means there is a chance we lose Alamar, unless we step out of the town. So if we were to go for implosion, 1,650 points of damage, that should actually take out both crystal dragons. However, they do have that 20% chance to resist, which could be quite important. But it should be in our favour, I think. So I'm going to stay in the town. Yeah, Gunnar cannot go for this, is not strong enough to do so. I think we'll just go through here. Okay, everything to the south I think is a distraction, so let's keep going back up this way. So this is still the only town gate we know of. Which means the only other ways through are we either go through the town, the castle gate of the Inferno town, or we find another way back over ground. So if we move down in this direction, that takes us towards the castle gates. It's also not infinitely far from where Gunnar is. So yeah, this does seem to be the right way to go. There is also this way, so this way takes us back through the original gate we went through. It's also potentially an opportunity to go and pick up those additional crystal dragons. Wherever that was, somewhere near here. So the crystal dragons I think were through there, so that is a bit cumbersome to go back to. Been a while since we had to do this. That's where Mafala is. That's where we went underground. So if we came out here, that's actually pretty good. It's actually a pretty good way to go. Yeah, not far at all. And we get +1 spell power there. Level 5 spell potentially from this. But I think we're better off just landing close as possible. Okay, knowledge isn't too important. Spell power is good though. Should be fine for spell points. Alamar stays in place in the hopes that they actually will come to attack us. Fala will go back through. And best side to get on a boat is, I think, to the west. There is this, we could try to break through, but not with Mafala. And yeah, I think that's kind of a storyline related thing, which we don't need to really worry about. Okay, so final thing to do or not do. I think we do have to let Dace go. And then are we strong enough over here? So we'll definitely trade for the gem. Okay, so Mage Kill level 5 is in this town. We still do not have any kind of wisdom, so we're stuck to level 1 and level 2 spells, but we do have Blind. Titans are immune to Berserk. Could be important. We don't have we do have Logistics, we don't have Pathfinding, so we probably need to let Pegasi go. Yeah, I think that's the way we do it. Okay, Kaya finally has a job to do. We'll try to take that town back. Ending the turn there. So that's largely a waste of red's time. I forgot about blue. Orange is coming to attack us too. Doesn't choose to attack us. Purple at least has been banished. Okay, so let's sort this annoying thing out. So this town has almost no defenders, so we just need to give somebody a week's worth of units. This is why I'm checking, or supposed to be checking at the end of each turn, because it's just too easy to overlook something among all the things going on. Sylvia has the navigation, which is actually quite useful. Someone else needs to go into a town though. Okay, so if we don't come back and deal with this, then we're definitely gonna lose. There's no way we can hold that off. Not even sure that Malekith can do it. But we have to try. Okay, Mafala is going to go to the south. Check this out. So yeah, I think Mafala is potentially able to go for Bok, which is not too heavily defended. We could also actually go for the fortress town just in case they went for it for some reason. So if we land on the eastern side, we'd have Malcolm to deal with at some point. Maybe we actually do want some reinforcements from the town itself. So yeah, we're gonna go land over here instead. Alamar might actually just have to stay in the town, although he's pretty near the town gate, which is a really useful thing. Dima just needs to get back. Ignore the gems, not important. So can Gunnar make it to a town this turn? Definitely not. Yeah, this is my mistake entirely, but it's just so hard to keep track of every little thing that's happening unless you really go out of your way to check turns. We actually need to take the fight with the behemoths. Almost click yes then. Okay, so let's go for... Probably need to go for mass flow again. Hopefully won't be too many more of these battles with wandering creatures. Okay, so if we go the eastern way, certainly lets us take on red, but that's not really what we want. So we'll go west. We'll go west, we follow the water down, and yeah, we'll go take on orange directly. That seems like the best thing to do. So Jaegar finally getting back involved in the stuff that matters. I guess he did take out one of the enemy heroes. But yeah, we go for this. Gunnar goes through here. And I'm pretty sure we can do stuff like this. If they run away, that's amazing. He does have some... No, he doesn't have summons. He doesn't have great spells in general. His forces are not that strong at all, so this is actually quite a big risk if we did do it. Yeah, I think because his magic elementals, it's maybe not the best move. In hindsight. So actually Gunnar could just go deal with this. Okay, it's going to take a little while to get through to there. But yeah, with that being done, I think Alamar is going to come out, and it's going to be difficult to chase Krelian down. Krelian is actually, I think, going for Moss Den, so that actually works out quite well. If he does turn around and come for us, that's okay, we'll just deal with it as it happens. Already been to the stables this week. We're just going to go to the west, and we're going to try and open this up. Maybe we can go around this way. It does appear to be slightly faster. Okay, this time we will certainly watch the spec, because I'm just not going to remember the movements of every single one of these heroes. My brain just does not work like that. Okay, there was one orange hero that was creeping out of the Fog of War somewhere, just here. So that one's probably worth a look, but it's just Aureus who's not too strong. Yeah, a little bit worried for this town. This could be bad. Uland. Alamar, I think, is... yeah, at least 2 turns travel, even if we do go this way. So I'm not sure we can get back to there in time, but we'll see how it plays out. So orange is moving to defend, or red even. Does now have 2 towns instead of 1, starting to spread out. That must be Caitlyn. Chooses not to attack with Uland. Krelian's still going for Moss Den, perfect, okay. So, first off, I think we know where Caitlyn is now. But did she find a town up there? Doesn't look like it. Okay, Jaegar is able to land if he wants to. I don't think it's worth it. Full speed to the south. Okay, so that's still the rough terrain. So we've got to go to the east. Hopefully we'll find some subterranean terrain. Jedi is so slow on this terrain, but at a snail's pace we'll eventually make it. Uland we can actually reach. If I knew more about his stats, that would be more appealing. I don't think visions... effect radius 162. That sounds like a big number. 3343. The 3 black dragons could be a problem, but I'm actually pretty tempted to throw myself into this. So if we send Alamar up, firstly let's establish, can we reach this turn? Looks like we actually can. Oh, it's going to be tight. 200 movement points will remain. Okay, a few more of these than I expected. Probably do want to slow them. Should have done that sooner. Probably also wanted to bring these units together, but never mind. Do we go for Resurrection? 1 Minotaur. One of these stacks if we want to. We could go for Blind and start doing all that stuff. But no, I think just get this battle done. Accept a couple of minor losses. take advanced sorcery, and yeah, we can reach the town gate. Okay, so if we want to, we can go aggressive here, and if it goes wrong, we simply... maybe we even wait with Alamar, and just go to a town of our choice when it makes sense to do so. Yeah, I think with that being the case, we should risk going for this. Because if we lose, it's not the end of the world. So water elementals are pretty good. The meteor showers in the previous battle we used this guy for did prove themselves to be very important. Do want those range units out. So his spell points will cost more because of our Pegasi, but he does have 40 spell points instead of the expected 30. 57 Earth Elementals per turn. Okay, we should definitely win this. Do we go for those now? I think the Black Dragons will come across to attack us, therefore it might make sense to do so. But Meteor Shower on these, just to deal with their range units, feels like a good play. This stack waits. They go for that as expected. We should have a buff coming in from the enchanters, of course. Okay, Bloodlust. So we have the Expert Resurrection, and I think this is actually pretty massively in our favor to the point where I think we save our spell points just to bring units back. Although it won't save the Gold Dragons, which is a problem. No obvious candidates for Meteor Shower. I think we just get a few of these involved. So much bad luck in this episode. Okay, I think if they can't reach us, then you guys just take the safe option, go for these. Probably baiting in the Black Dragons here, but they do choose to go for the Silver Pegasi instead. You go for this. So they put themselves in range of the Earth Elementals, which is pretty much the perfect situation. We're going to go for our first Resurrection on these. Ah, because these are 2 hex, there's no escape. Guess we'll just go for this and hope for a blind. Nope, okay. Mass haste is nice. And that's the Black Dragons out. I think he'll flee pretty soon. So hence. So Dendroids will of course go for the Earth Elementals. We've got another spell we can go for. Let's bring these back first. Okay, so we've got a pretty good chance of finishing him off here, which is probably not going to matter too much whether we do or don't, given that he doesn't appear to have any good artifacts. Does appear to have a bad luck artifact. Is it worth hanging on just to go for a small amount more resurrection? I think it probably actually is. So yeah, I think if he flees, it's fine. But we should try waiting. Yeah, fine. No big loss there. Okay, so Gunnar is going to go back up this way, I guess. I think it's faster than... Yeah, it does seem to be the fastest way, plus there's a little bit more scouting we can do. No Fountains of Youth. Let's just move up. So Alamar potentially can go somewhere completely different if he wants to. But yeah, we're going to go straight towards Crag, as we can see Ashes potentially moving towards our original town. Did not expect that to be attacked at any point, but at the same time it's really quite safe. So if we wanted to, we could still actually send Alamar over to here, and his mission could be to go for Norovo instead, which he's definitely strong enough to do. He could have actually made it there from Transom though. So yeah, Krelian I think will still go for Mosten, which is the ideal outcome for us. We, I think, will go to... I'm still going to go to... Let's see which one it is actually. Oh wow, because I cancelled it, I can't do it again. That's a bit weird. But okay, we're going to go to Wild Willow I think next turn. That's fine. We'll work with that. Before I end the turn, let's make sure there are no little sneaky heroes I'm forgetting about. So this one's fine. This one is going towards one of our rampart towns, so we need to keep an eye on that. But yeah, nothing else really causing us too many problems. Oh, this one perhaps. This town could be attacked. So yes, Gundula. Gundula does have some units. We don't really have any defenders here. Portal of Glory we could go for. Given that Gundula has 7 spell points, that might be the way to defend it. But yeah, we'll see what they do at the end of the turn. The main problem now isn't so much what's on the map, but just the fact that for any town the enemies do have, they will be recruiting many heroes as they possibly can. Orange, I think, is, if anything, running away from Krelian. Turning to Bok to defend. Krelian, yeah, is going to go for Mosten. So Mosten is taken. We'll decide what to do with Jaegar later. This has been quite futile from Dima, but maybe this does lead to a town, although it probably shouldn't, because Mage Guild suggested, and still suggests, there's only one town for them. And I'm pretty sure there will be a dungeon town up through here. I also vaguely seem to remember when we did go for Viewer, there did seem to be a town up there. So we'll see how that goes. Gunnar will go to get this town back. So we can land on shore. That's probably faster. We are the logistics specialist, of course. So Zyron is in here. He does have some steel golems that will resist our Armageddon. I'm going to split these up just to be safe. But yeah, this should be fine. Okay, the issue is the towers probably will, in fact almost certainly will, take down our dragons. Don't think there's much we can do. We can send these in, and they would win, but I don't think they win fast enough. I'll try it. So, no losses taken just yet. These go in too, and then yeah, no chance we finish these off in time. And in fact, by sending these in, they become even more obvious targets, so I'll try actually going defensive. Actually works out. Okay, so the fastest way we could kill these things, if we go for this, is this a really stupid thing to do? We'll do 25% of the expected damage. So we're still killing 18. So actually Implosion is better still than Fire Elementals. So we go for a few losses, but we managed to retain the dragon, surprisingly. We have taken back the town of Manufactory, which we'll go into, get that extra knowledge, and not really too worried about anything Thank can do. Kaya's going to go to the east, as we found our way back to Crag, which we should have back in our hands pretty soon. Mephala, I think, is potentially not strong enough to go for Bok on her own. Yeah, Malcolm's still a little bit of a threat. Although there are some more units in here now. I think we can ignore that. Just go for this instead. Okay, so Malekith could go in this direction. I think it's time to see what Jaegar can find. So we've already got our 2 line of sight artifacts equipped. Part of the Magi there, and a big beach. I'm gonna stay on the water. Just find out as much as I can. Oh, this is very interesting. It's very interesting, but maybe not important. Still not seeing a sign of a dungeon town. But there we go, subterranean terrain. That was what we expected. So I guess it's time to land and take this on. He is also able to go for Mosten, and it's maybe a good choice to do that. Do want to see what this is, but no. Let's resist. Okay, so what to do with Alamar? Not really sure, but I think I am going to end this episode here. Just the one remaining opponent now who has more than one town, so we are very much, yeah, I'm going to say it in the closing phases of this map. I'll see you next time.